Money without a plan causes recklessness and wastage, which leads to division within the family. Hello, friends. This is Stella, your regular host on the Family Enrichment Hub, your center for family learning and for growth. I want to thank you for sticking with us, for supporting this network to this far that it has reached, and to specially thank and welcome our new members who have joined a family of like-minded people who are on a journey to truly transform their family stories. Today I'm going to be deliberating on another subject of interest to all of us, and that is financial leakages or wastage within our different households. We've all had a dear friend, a colleague, a family member make a statement to the effect that they do not understand where their money goes. That's a loaded statement which alludes to the fact that there is no sense of direction in somebody's life. There is no plan, there is no budget to guide the financial activities of an individual or of the household. And like somebody rightly said, that take care of the pennies and the pounds will take care of themselves. Another said, take care of the saints and the dollars will take care of themselves. Meaning we need to be particularly interested in what we do with every money that we earn at household level. We need to be interested in knowing what we achieve with every expenditure that we make with our money. And in that way, we shall be able to close in on all the areas of leakages and wastage within our different households. I want to compare wastage at household level to a dripping tap. When a tap is dripping, the inconvenience from the continuous dripping of the water, but also the fact that you know this is wasted money. You're not using that water, it's just wasting away, and yet it's being billed to your account. You'll not be settled until that tap is rectified and the dripping stops. When it comes to our finances, we need to have a similar mentality to know that every money that we are expending and yet we are not cognizant, we are not paying attention, is actually money that is leaking out of our pockets, which could have done more productive activities for us. So allow me to just share some of the areas of wastage where many of us find ourselves at our different household levels. And also just to encourage us, in case there are many others, kindly share them in the comment section so that it can benefit all of us to help us to manage the leakages in our different households. And the first one is the area of alcohol. For those who are given in to alcohol usage, as somebody who has grown up in a family where we indulged in alcohol, I can tell for a fact that alcohol takes a big portion of the family income. And so when you indulge in alcohol at family level and you take it to the external with friends and colleagues, it's an area that is actually going to cause you a lot of leakage on your income, both individually and at the household level. And for those who are also relatedly indulging in substances like smoking, like drugs, with time you get addicted to these substances, and anything that you get addicted to, it kind of becomes a priority to you. When it comes to spending, it's more or less number one on your list of items for spending on. So every money that you spend on substances that you've gotten so addicted to is an area of financial wastage and leakage within your household. For those who are also given in to activities like gambling in the casinos, this is another area where many households find themselves really struggling because money which is supposed to be put into more productive and meaningful activities for the family is actually diverted to gambling activities with the hope that the money which is taken there can actually be turned into the much anticipated jackpot, which the participators in these gambling activities actually hope for. So that's another area of leakage for some households. And then for those who are in polygamous arrangements, it goes without saying that a polygamous family is an area of massive expenditure because women many times are in a showdown. They are in competition to outprove one another before their man. Everybody wants to show that they are probably the center of attention or they are the number one in the life of the man in their family. And so polygamous arrangements of necessity cause a lot of financial leakages within that kind of arrangement. And then for those again who are given in so much to alcohol, in these places where people indulge a lot in the bars and the different joints where people hang out, a lot of vices happen there. That's why it goes without too much emphasis that there are people who get trapped because of the usage of alcohol. You'll find yourself lured into promiscuity. You'll find yourself lured into getting involved in extramarital relationships, and these of necessity come at a cost on your household income. So, as long as you're given into excessive alcohol, which pushes you to promiscuous activities of necessity, you're going to be expending a lot of your family income in that direction. And then for those who love excessive outings and parties, these also come with a lot of expenditure on your income. And then the relatives' pressure, if not handled properly, if not properly discussed with your partner and within your household, if you don't create healthy boundaries together on where relatives can start and where they can end, the financial pressure from relatives can sometimes be excessive and it can actually cause excessive leakages on your income. So it's important for us to discuss this issue very, very carefully at our different households. And then for those who are given into the flashy lifestyles, people who want to be at the same pace with the new trends, the new gadgets that are in vogue, what are the latest phones, what are the latest clothing, what are the latest cars. If your heart easily goes in that direction of things, you'll find yourself spending a lot because every other day new things are coming onto the market. So, of necessity, you'll always be spending and disposing of the old items in order to keep at the pace of the new items that are being rolled out. So, that will be another area of financial leakage for you in case you're given in to the flashy lifestyle. And then for those of us who love to do our shopping in the supermarkets vis-a-vis the ordinary markets, you'll spend more on every item or most of the items that you buy in the supermarket. So it's a choice here. If you're comfortable spending in the supermarket, you'll have a financial leakage in comparison to the person who spends their money in the ordinary retail store or in our traditional markets. And then for those of us who borrow money from the money sharks, borrowing money from these money lenders usually comes at a very high interest rate. It's always very easy to collect that money, but when it comes to the payments, the interest rates are usually in the roof. And so those interest payments are an area where you're going to have a financial leakage within your household. And then also for those who love impulsive shopping, and this one goes more so to us, the ladies. Many of us, many times, buy so many items that we do not even need. And you realize when you're doing your annual cleanup, you notice there are so many items that you procured from the shops that you never really needed, that you've never even used. And so that's another area where our money can actually be wasted. And then food wastage within our kitchens. If we pay attention, if we are keen in our kitchens, for many of us, we shall notice that there is a lot of wasted food that goes on within our kitchens. And so that is another area where you'll be spending money without noticing and wondering truly, where does my money go? So if we pay attention to those areas, you will notice that you will be able to nip this challenge within the bud. Like they say, organizations take the trouble to identify resource or leakage areas within their different departments and take the necessary steps to fix them so that at the end of the day, they are able to save on their resources, but also report a beautiful balance sheet. In the same spirit, at individual level and at household level, we need to apply the same principle to be interested in knowing what are the areas at our different household levels where our monies are leaking so that we can quickly nip them and manage them before they cause untold pain and suffering within our households. The Bible tells us in the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 21, that he who is faithful with little will eventually be entrusted with bigger things. May we be faithful with the monies that have been entrusted to us to manage our households. In that way, the Lord will entrust us with bigger resources to manage for ourselves and on behalf of others. Allow me to conclude with this. Each of us at our different households need to set boundaries on our money. Don't be driven by what people want and what they demand from you. Take charge of the choices that you make with regard to your finances because ultimately you will individually and at your household bear the consequences of every financial choice and decision that you're going to make. Thank you for listening in. Have a very Merry Christmas. God bless you. Catch you next week. Bye.